Any idea when he will go again in the game? Will it be
Um,
Wednesday?
I think we start the count now, so he should be. He's going to be Nate tomorrow, Richards the next day, Martine, and I think Zandri. So probably in 4 or 5 days he'll come in. Bush is going to talk about it after me, so he'll have the plan with him and talk about the rotation.
Can you talk about Artaveras and how he looked to you and how might you use him?
Ottavino, he's been a good one for a while, and I'm glad that he's pitching for us. He's a guy that he's been a weapon in the teams that he has played for. Very smart, good teammate, a guy that a lot of people think that is kind of like he needs to bounce back from last year. I think he has to bounce back from one bad outing, and obviously they use him the way they felt it was effective for them, and we're gonna use him differently here. There's a guy that most of the time is gonna be a clean inning. Um, yeah, we'll be we'll use him also to close innings and move forward, but at the same time, he's gonna face lefties and righties, and I'll say it again. I'm happy that he's pitching for us.
Alex, how do you look at you mentioned Ottavino and that one outing that he had. Now that you had a chance to kind of study it and talk to maybe some guys, how do you look at 2020 as far as being a sample size and maybe some guys having bad years, better years than normal or whatever because of the fact that it was only 60 games?
Yeah, nice suit by the way. Uh, I just feel I mean the season counted. As far as like teams and the group effort, it counted. But it's hard to judge individual effort, right? Last year, we get down on JD hitting 213, but we get high on somebody that hit 360. So you can't have it both ways. It's either a small sample size season or you count it as a regular season. And I bet a lot of people see it as a small sample season. So that's the way I see it. If you had a great season, good. I'm not taking that away. I mean, to hit at this level, to pitch at this level, to play defense at this level is tough. But one great month changes your season. One bad outing changes your season. 11 good innings is you have an amazing season. So I see it as a regular season as far as like there was a champion. But besides that, to judge somebody on X amount of games in a I've been here in small sample size since I started on TV in 14, and all of a sudden this spring training is either small sample size if you were hot or a bad season if you didn't do well. So for me, I really don't take too much consideration in what happened. Obviously, there's certain guys that have to make adjustments, and JD was honest about it. Rafi was honest about it, and we'll keep working to get better. Johnny, you're on mute. Who's next?
Is the three batter limit still in effect this year? And how would that affect you?
Um, yeah, it's still in place, and I don't think it affects us that much. Um, I think we talk about this rule um, in the winter meetings in San Diego uh, a year and a half ago, 2 years, whenever it was, and our lefties gets righties out, our righties get lefties out. So I don't think is something that affects our team as much as people think.
Alex, on that topic, does it have much impact in the construction of your batting order in terms of maybe not worrying about having a couple of lefties together or a couple of righties together, knowing that guys have to stay in a little longer and can't come in for one hitter anymore?
Yeah, I think so. It helps you in a sense to make decisions, right? You know, I'll be honest with you. One of the ones I'm thinking about, if I have Alex and Rafi hitting back to back, do we split them up? Do we need a lefty in the bottom of the lineup? There's a few things that, talking to the coaches, they have the experience. I had a feel, watching games last year, how it goes, but it's not the same as being in the dugout. But yes, I do believe that it affects us more decision-wise offensively than actually on the mound.
Alex, do you have any updates on Plawecki or Cordero?
Kevin was here today. He was part of the workout. He can actually build up until certain time, and then we have to make a decision as far as the roster. Frenchie, still things are trending in a positive way. So we'll still have to wait a little bit, but hopefully he'll get here before Monday. Or tomorrow's Sunday, right? Yeah, let's say before Tuesday.
Alex, what have been your early impressions of Hunter Renfroe so far?
Besides the obvious, the power that he displays, good defender today. We did cutoff and relays, and his arm plays in right field. A big physical guy, but he can move. He did a good job in San Diego. Obviously, we know about the swing and miss part of it, but at the same time, he punishes the ball, and we'll try to find matchups that benefit him throughout the season, not only against lefties but also against righties. And looking forward to see him, miss hit balls against the wall or over the wall. I do believe his power obviously is going to play. He plays anywhere, but I think at Fenway he's really going to play.
Alex, with the game starting tomorrow, what are you looking forward to kind of evaluating the most in these games over the next few weeks?
Play clean baseball is very important defensively. We've been talking about this for a while. It is very important for us to play good defense. Offensively, it's the usual, right? They're going to get their at-bats, and the more at-bats they get, the better. It's a little bit different in spring training this year because we're going to have a lot of arms staying back or throwing in backfields while we were playing. So that's a positive for everybody. If you're not starting or if you're not playing, you go to the backfields and you get, it's not minor league arms. It's actually big league arms thrown in the backfield. So, but I big believer, play clean baseball, keep the energy up. Obviously, it's going to be different as far as the fans and all that. But at the end, like I've been saying, we're lucky to be playing this game in the middle of the pandemic. So take advantage of that and have fun with it.
Alex, you've been through it as a player. I wonder how you might address this as a manager. The fact that the collective bargaining agreement is going to expire in December, and obviously the players are discussing certain priorities, certain things, and especially in light of what happened in Seattle with the obvious disclosure of service time manipulation and whatnot. I wonder if you had any general thoughts on that.
Yeah, I try to stay away from other organizations. Obviously, it's a topic that everybody's talking about, but here we done a good job, getting the roster to where we want to, right? Rafi got here early than what people thought. Benny did the same thing. I go back to when I play, Papelbon and Hansen. Remember the reliever that went to, where was it, Seton Hall or Connecticut, whatever? So Here, yeah, yeah. He got traded to Pittsburgh right after that, right? In the Jason Bay trade in '08. So obviously you want to have a complete roster, a competitive roster. This is a topic that has been going on for a while, right? You know, in the mid, like when Chris Bryant and Francisco Lindor, were supposedly ready to be at the big league level, but whatever, But I hate to talk about other organizations. I work for an organization that we're trying to, do our best, and if we feel we have a shot, at something, we go for it, and you can take a look at it since Jacoby, in '07, that too. So I'm glad that I'm working here.
Alex, in 19, you seemed to really like Barnes as kind of the high leverage guy, right? Whenever you needed him. Now it seems like too, though, your feelings on bullpen and setup and roles sort of evolved. So do you see if he's at his best, is he most valuable to you now in the ninth inning, I suppose?
I don't know if he's more valuable in the ninth or in the eighth or in the seventh, but he's a valuable guy for us, and we got options now. I think we got more options than what we had in 19. So, thing with Barnes, he just like work. There's certain days that control becomes a factor, right? And you don't want traffic late in games, but at the same time, he can actually punch people out. So. He last year velocity went down a little bit. He's made some adjustments that we do believe that are going to make him better. The whole thing in 19 is not like he wasn't capable of doing the ace reliever thing. It's just that I don't think is as positive for the team. I still remember the way we used him those 10 days of 2 weeks when we played Houston, New York. I think Minnesota came into town too. No, the Rockies came into town, and for his body, it wasn't fair. Mentally, it's not easy. I mean, you're facing the 3, 4, 5 all the time, and we got guys that can do the job too. So I like structure. I think we after work, ran away with the job. We were a lot better in 19, and I'm looking for structure this year, But the thing is that structure is possible because you got capable arms, and we got plenty of them.
Alex, how important is experience in that? Well, obviously, Barnes hadn't done it a lot before you tried him. Workman, everyone's going to do it for the first time. But as you evaluate who you want for your ninth innings this year, how much do you take into account how much the candidates have done it?
Yeah, I mean, if we're realistic, I think the guy with more experience is Sawamura, and we're not going to do that. Like you said, you got to do it for the first time once, right? So it's all about stuff. It's all about structure. It's all about how we feel it fits for our team. And when we make that decision, we're going to feel very comfortable, not only in the ninth, but also in the seventh and the eighth. And that's important too.
Anything else, Racy? Okay.
We're good. Thank you.